So, you're a Nissan owner and the code P1122 just lit up your dashboard. You're probably sitting there wondering, okay, what does that mean and just how bad is it? Well, you've come to the right place. We're going to break down exactly what's going on with your car and how you can deal with it.
Okay, let's be real. Seeing that check engine light is always a little nerve-wracking, but knowledge is power, right? And the good news is, code P1122 isn't some vague, mysterious warning. It's actually your car's computer pointing to a very specific system. So let's get right to the heart of what it's trying to tell you.
All right, I'm not going to beat around the bush here. This is something you need to take seriously. While you might just notice little things at first, like maybe your gas mileage isn't what it used to be, ignoring this code could, in the worst case scenario, lead to complete engine failure. This is definitely one of those warning lights you don't want to put off. So what is it exactly? P1122 specifically means there's a malfunction in the electronic throttle control actuator, or ETCA for short. This is a pretty common thing in some Nissan vehicles, and it's basically the system that controls the airflow into your engine. Okay, electronic throttle control actuator is a mouthful. I know. So what in the world does this thing actually do? To really get what the problem is, we've got to understand this key part first. Think of it like this. In older cars, there was a physical cable that connected your gas pedal right to the engine. You pushed the pedal, the cable pulled, and the engine revved. Simple. But now it's all electronic. When you press the gas, you're sending an electrical signal to the ETCA. That ETCA then opens the throttle to let air into the engine. It's basically a super fast, high-tech messenger between your foot and your engine. Now that we know what the ETCA is supposed to do, we can start our investigation. What would make it stop working correctly? Well, there are a few usual suspects that can trigger that P1122 code. Let's line them up. The causes can range from something really simple to something a bit more complex. I mean, it could just be a loose or corroded connector, maybe a wire that's broken somewhere. Of course, the actuator itself could have just failed. And sometimes the problem is with the brain of the whole operation, the car's main computer, called the powertrain control module. So with all these possibilities, how do you figure out which one it is? You definitely don't want to just start replacing parts and hoping for the best, because that gets expensive fast. You need a logical game plan, a checklist to pinpoint the real problem. This is the path you or your mechanic should take, and it's all about starting with the simplest, cheapest fixes first. Step 1. Just look at the connectors. Are they plugged in tight? Do you see any rust or obvious damage? If that all looks good, then you move on to checking the powertrain control module. And if that's fine, then you finally test the actuator itself. It's a step-by-step process that just makes sense. You see, following those steps is what gets you from a confusing error code to a clear solution. It's all about finding the actual root cause of the problem, not just treating the symptoms. At the end of the day, it's not about just clearing the code and making the light go away. It's about fixing the underlying issue. This quote from the source material really nails it. Identifying the source of the malfunction is key to finding the correct solution. Diagnosis is absolutely everything. So remember, seeing that P1122 code isn't a death sentence for your car. It's a warning, yeah, but it's a very specific piece of data. Think of it like a clue in a puzzle. And with the right approach, it's a puzzle that can absolutely be solved so you can get the right answer and get back on the road safely.